everyone, I'm Kay. I'm here to talk about homeschooling today. If homeschooling content is something you're looking for, please click like and subscribe down below. I was talking with a mom who is going to be homeschooling for the first time this year about her schedule. And we were chit-chatting about other things, of course, like curriculum and kind of balancing that working mom part-time from home with homeschooling your child for the first time and activities and such. And that got me talking with her about what our weekly schedule looks like in terms of our material. And so I thought I would just share that with you to show that you can fit all your stuff into each week, but that doesn't mean you fit everything into each day. So if you are contemplating adding a new subject this year, or if you are homeschooling for the first time, or if your child is moving up a grade into something more difficult and you're just thinking, oh my goodness, our day looks packed. It's going to be hours and hours and hours. The fact is, you can't do that mentally. You can't do it well. I can't do it well. Maybe you can. And I have an only. So if you have multiple children, right, you have to split your time across the subjects with them, specifically math and language arts, right? The non-family subjects. So your day can't be 6 to 7 hours per child. That's not how we homeschool. I do have another video about that. But this video in particular is about what our weekly schedule will look like next year. And so the things that we're going to cover next year together are Bible, math, language arts. We're going to have lots of reading time, science, geography, and history. But we are not doing all of those in the same day. So the core is what I'm going to have every day. And that's going to be our verse studies. We are doing Faithopedia with Not Consumed. So we have that every day. We have our math every day. We have our handwriting, spelling, grammar. That's every day. And then I have reading that I'm going to be doing out loud with her every day. We usually do that at nighttime. And that's what I consider to be fun-ish books, like Hidden Scrolls and the Amelia Bedelia chapter books. We've been reading Imagination Station, and there's also some abridged classics we have. I kind of rotate through those. So we do our fun family read aloud time at night. And then she has reading time herself every day, which is a reader book with Bible studies, Bible stories in it. So that's our core. We do that every day. But the other topics are going to rotate. And the first thing I tried to do is rotate between history and science. So we have a U.S. history study we're doing this year, and that's going to be on, say, day 2 and 4. And that is going to include me reading from our textbook. And then we have a living book that goes with that, and I'm gonna read from that. And then I'm gonna allow for any other exploration she'd like to do from our bookshelves, because I have some US geography books that, where are the different states and where did that happen, and pictures, things like that in these books about the United States. That curriculum also includes activities. So we have that, if we want to do that, but I'm bare minimum here. I always expect the bare minimum, and if we do something else, I'm pleasantly surprised. So we have our history that day, and then we do geography every day, but it looks different. So when we do our history and we do our living book with that, then I'm going to do geography, and I'm thinking I'll probably tie it to something US related on those days. I'm not sure. Geography is just going to be a whole bunch of different things, but it will be focusing on Europe and the United States this coming year. So on the days that we do history, our geography will be to study maybe some nature in that part of the country, with animals, or what is the climate there, or the weather, something like that. And then allow for something creative, like maybe we paint a picture of a natural wonder in that area, or of a monument in that space. So when we get up to the New England area and we're talking about New York, maybe we'll draw a picture of the Statue of Liberty. That way the geography ties in with a physical activity and kind of connects her with that area. So we'll have reading on those days from a textbook and living history reading, and then something with nature and art. So let's say that's day 2 and 4. So day 1 and 3, we're gonna do our core again, versus Faithopedia, math, handwriting, spelling, grammar, her reading and my reading. And then we're gonna do science. And I have 2 studies we're doing this year, both of them with the Waldock Way, and one of them's the Mini Beast. I did a video about that. I said we might come back to that later. We're actually gonna do it this year, I decided, but we're not gonna get heavy into the anatomy of each of the animals. But I'm gonna read about them. We're going to color the pages that Jessica Waldock's husband did for the study, which are beautiful and original. And then we're gonna do the activity that comes along with that. And then anything extra that we'd like to explore with that. So maybe there's an episode of the Magic School Bus or Wild Kratts that goes along with that particular animal. We'll do that, right? Since science is not reading heavy, because I've got just a page inside the Waldock Way curriculum for that. And I also have lots of books on bugs and nature. We just love that kind of stuff in general. Our day for geography, that on the days we do science, that will be where we do our geography living book and our map drill. So I'm gonna do living history reading every day, but not for every subject. It's gonna rotate between history and geography. So that's how we're gonna rotate that. Day 5 is different, and it is actually most likely gonna fall on a Thursday. And our day 5 is going to be our core, and then it's gonna be our poetry tea time. And that's gonna be the time that we do our composer study, our poet study, we do our picture study, and then my daughter actually takes art lessons with this little fun group of kids, and so that will be our poetry tea time on those days. But the idea behind having day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is days that you have something come up, like a doctor's appointment or a field trip, or life happens, right? Let's say I would normally do day 1 on Mondays. Well, we're in this group that is gonna go do some nature stuff once a week. If that falls on a Monday, on Tuesday, I'll just do day 1. And that will, so we just kind of pick up where we left off instead of saying, oh, well, we just missed history today or science today, whatever it is. And so I just encourage you to think about your schedule and organize your week in a way that makes sense for you and gives you some flexibility and leeway, because that life stuff does happen. And you just need to give yourself some grace. and realize too that when you have multiple children, you're gonna have that morning time maybe for all of your core stuff. And the kids that are able to work independently will maybe go on and do some of their stuff together. And then you'll have to have time for all the family subjects. But I'm guessing here. It would probably be difficult to do science and history and geography and all the other family subjects you might do. Maybe you do music appreciation and you do Spanish or French or whatever else, right? All of those every day. And so look at your week, and I tend to look at homeschooling by the week instead of by the day, because I know that, like I said, things happen, and I don't want to get too disappointed and hard on myself in case something does come up and we don't get to that stuff today. But at the very least, I try to get our core done. And core, basic, very down to the bottom core is definitely going to be math, for sure, Bible, and language arts. But even that, sometimes it may not happen. We may not get to handwriting that day, but we're gonna do our reading, right? So anyway, I'm Kay. I hope that was encouraging to you, because I know that you're probably thinking about your schedule this coming year, and it's getting close to start time, whether you're gonna be starting in the next few weeks with the public school schedule, or whether you like to wait until after Labor Day. School year is upon us. I hope you guys have a great day, and remember to click like and subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this. God bless.